Hi guys, this is a pickups video which is mainly gifts and trades. Few pickups in there as well. Quite a bit to get through because this is a backlog of the last few months really, since I last did a pickups video, besides Dreamcast. So we'll crack on. We'll start off with a little gift which was very unexpected from Pat, any old username. Came with a little note. Pete, I know I've said thank you many times for all the help you've given me with editing and artwork for my channel over the past few months, but I felt a little something more than a thank you was needed. It's not much, but I felt it would show how much I really do appreciate everything you've done for me. Hope you enjoy it. Pat, any old username. Yeah, really unexpected. Thank you, Pat. Obviously, as Pat said in the note, I've done little bits of artwork and stuff for his channel, which I'm happy to do. He didn't have to send me anything, but yeah, really chuffed with what he sent me. Really great stuff. Thank you very much, Pat. So he sent me a couple of Super Famicom games. So we've got Mickey Noah Magical Adventure, which is like Mickey's Magical Quest. These are in Sentinel boxes already. And we've got Super Mario World, which embarrassingly I do not have on the SNES or the Famicom, so that is going to get played to death because I've been looking to buy this. So cheers, Pat, really appreciate it. That's fantastic. Next we got another gift which I actually messed up and didn't put in my Blackpool video. It was a gift from Matt Hattie Martley. He gave me at Blackpool, and it was in another bag and I completely forgot to put it in the video. And that is a red Nintendo DS Lite. I don't have a red one, so yeah, cheers for that, Matt. Fantastic. I'll put links to Matt's and Pat's channels in the description, so please check them out if you haven't already. Okay, so we're just gonna jump into this random order. Hopefully I can remember where all of it came from. So this one was something I've been after for a long time for a good price. This was an auction on one of the Facebook pages. Got this dirt cheap in the end, couldn't believe it. And that is a Game Boy Micro. It's pink, which isn't ideal, but I'm not fussed, I'm happy to have one. It's really good. The picture is really good. And it's much smaller than I thought. I knew they were small, but man, that is proper small. If you compare it to my hand, that is tiny. Normally they have their own special charger, but this came with an adapter to use Game Boy Advance SP chargers, of which I have a few, so that's great. Really happy to get that. This one was another Facebook one. Someone put up saying, if you want this, just pay postage, you can have it. And that is Wario Land 2 for the Game Boy. We're really happy to get that. A couple of Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games here. One was a straight up purchase, I think eBay. One of my favourite games of all time actually, and it's certainly my favourite Game Boy Advance game. Got it for a reasonable price. It's one I've been after for years and years. I had it probably when it came out 10-15 years ago, and since I started collecting, just been meaning to pick it up again really. And that is Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising. Really nice condition. Obviously it's in a Sentinel case now, but it is in really good nick. I wanted a really good condition copy of this. If you haven't played this game, I thoroughly recommend it. It's so much fun. You can spend a lot of time playing this game. It's a strategy game, turn-based, where you control a little army, and it's just great fun. The music's good, graphics are good. It's simple, but it's just such good quality fun, and it's something that I always go back to, and I still play nowadays. So I do still play it a fair bit. Thoroughly recommend it. Next one was someone put up on Facebook a bunch of Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. Said I wanted these two and got them really cheap. Both very good condition. We've got Mario and Yoshi on the Game Boy. Just trying not to get the glare on there from these cases. And we have, for the Game Boy Advance, Puyo Pop Fever, which is obviously a Puyo Puyo slash Puzzle Bobble slash Bust a Move game, which I'm a big fan of. Right, next we have a pre-order that came just before Blackpool, and that is the Commodore Amiga Visual Compendium, which I haven't got around to opening. I've been so busy. It came with these pre-order postcards there. We'll just quickly open it up so I can show you the inside. So there we have it. The book comes in a sleeve, and it's just great. It's full of artwork from, there we go, Monkey Island, just all the classic Amiga games. You've got box art there, Parasol Stars. It's just fantastic. Some of my fondest memories from the Amiga, so looking through this is going to be a journey through my childhood, really. So really looking forward to having a proper look through. There you go. Right, next we've got two games from the charity shop. I was walking down the road on my lunch break from work. Hadn't been into any charity shops, and a girl from the charity shop runs out onto the road and says, Pete, I've got a couple of games for you reserved that you might be interested in. And they were Final Fantasy VII for PS1, Black Label, and Final Fantasy IX. And she said, give me whatever you want for them. So that's fantastic, really cheap. Next one is purchase from Facebook. A guy listed this up at a reasonable price actually, and I saw for a while it hadn't sold, so I lowballed him basically and accepted. That's Stalker for the Mega Drive. It's a really good nick, complete, all the business. But this is one that I played a lot as a kid. My mate down the road had Stalker and we loved it. It's a really good game. It's isometric adventure game, and there weren't many on the Mega Drive really, or many that we knew of back then, so it was really something different. It does get quite hard. There's these really hard platforming bits later on in the game. Okie dokie, this one, I bought this about 6 months ago and I forgot about it and I left it around my mate's house, and I just picked it up the other day. I think it was an eBay purchase, but bloody hell, it's my phone going off. An eBay purchase from, and it was collection. So I collected it from near my mate's house and I'd left it there. Anyway, it's Bad Dudes vs Dragon Ninja for the NES. So always good to get any NES games cheap, because I don't find them very often. Next one was from Facebook from Steve Bailey. Dirt cheap this was, and it is mint. The box and the contents and everything is absolutely perfect. And that is Chrono Trigger for the Super Famicom. A game I've always thought, as soon as I get a Retron, I will buy this game. And yeah, it's really nice nick. The contents and manual and everything is really minty. It's really beautiful and it's dirt cheap. So very happy to get that. Just a random one. These little, they're like screw caps, and they were sent to me by Paul from Paul's Custom Cabs, or Paul's Custom Arcade Machines. And they just go, I don't know if you can even see that, they go over the screws on the front of my cab, because Paul saw my video that I did on the cab and he said, oh, since you bought yours I've started doing these. So they do make it look really nice actually, so thanks for that, Paul. Right, these are two Facebook purchases, great prices, two things I've been after for some time. Now this I had as a kid and is probably my first sort of gaming item that I owned, and that's Donkey Kong Game & Watch. And these normally go for silly money, especially box, but I got this one really cheap. It's fairly good nick. The start button, or the jump button, is a bit worn, but yeah, totally playable and fairly good nick on the front, so really, really chuffed to have that in the collection, finally. And the other Facebook purchase cheap was a Bomberman multi-tap for the Super Nintendo. I really want the Saturn version of this as well, because I have Bomberman on the Saturn. Quite keen to get the multi-tap. But that was really cheap, it's great. Really cool these are. Right, next is 3 that I cannot remember. They're probably Facebook purchases. I think they're all complete. Yeah, they are. In fact, I know that was a trade. So I think these are Facebook purchases or trades, but 2 games that is ridiculous that I don't own yet. The first of which, ToeJam&Earl, is probably in my top 3 Mega Drive games, and it's one of my favourite games of all time. Really fond memories of this. Played it to death when I was a kid. My buddy and I used to sit and play this multiplayer, 2-player, and just complete it, and it's just a brilliant game. And since I started collecting, we're going back 5 years now, I've always thought I'll buy this, and I've had saved searches looking at this, and I've just never got around to buying it. But there we go, got a good price on it. It's just one of those things. I'm willing to wait years to get a good price on things, which you know, games like that I should just buy really, because I will play it. And then we got the sequel, ToeJam&Earl Panic on Funkatron, again, which I got for a great price. I actually got into an argument with someone. I was going to buy a copy of that. The guy wanted I said how much? The guy said 18 quid. This is on Facebook, and I said, oh, no thanks, or I'm not interested or whatever. And the guy started getting shitty, like, it's a good price, blah 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 blah. And I said, well, I know I can get it for about 12 quid, so I'll just wait it out. And the guy's like starts kicking off and about eBay sold prices, and he was saying to me, if you bought a car for 5 grand, you wouldn't go into the garage the next day and say, oh, there's a car for 5 grand yesterday, I wanted one for 5 grand. I said, well, yeah, I would actually. That's exactly what I'd fucking do. If a car was worth 5 grand yesterday, then fucking today I'd want to buy one for 5 grand, of course. I don't know what his argument was, and these people just piss me off. All he had to say was, alright, you're not interested, fine. But anyway, subsequently I got one for 12 quid or less, about a tenner I think, a few days later, so there you go. This was a trade. I think I traded a few PS1 games with this guy. I got this, and I got 2 Pokemon games which I've sold off. So this is the only thing left. It's James Pond 3 for the Mega Drive. These were going back quite a while now. A trade from Pat, any old username. We got some PS2 stuff. I've just sold off most of my PS2 stuff, but these are all games that I really want that aren't in the collection. And as you know, if you watch Pat's channel, he's selling off his PS2 stuff and he's focusing on original Xbox. So we've got Jak 3, we've got Gunbird Special Edition, Street Fighter EX3. The original on the PS1 I loved. I used to play that till my thumbs were fucking red raw and I couldn't touch anything for a week. We got Ratchet & Clank Locked and Loaded. Then we got Zone of the Enders, the second runner. We've got Zone of the Enders, which I think I have, so that we traded. And we got Ratchet & Clank 3. So cheers for that, Pat. Next one, eBay. Oh, there's a sticker. I'm just going to try and move this sticker. Success. Yeah, this one was straight up eBay auction. I watched it and there was hardly any bids till the end, so I snapped it up really cheap. Does it have... No, it doesn't have manual, but I'm not too fussed. It's Mario Kart 64, Japanese. Box isn't perfect, but it's actually not bad. I'd say it's good condition. I don't have Mario Kart 64 at all, so really happy to have it. Next one is a big pile of Mega Drive stuff that was a trade. I traded most of my sealed Dreamcast stuff off and kept a few that I didn't have unsealed, so any duplicates were sold off. And a big chunk of these Dreamcast sealed games went to a guy, Chris, who I've spoken about before. Did a trade with him for some Mega Drive stuff, so I got some really good games here. In fact, some of these games are fantastic, really have to have them. They're all really good games. So we got Chuck Rock for the Mega Drive. I had this cart only, so I gave away my cart and I now have a box copy. Got Dynamite Heady, really great game, I have to have that. A game, the case needs to clean, but otherwise it's in pretty good nick. Goes for a few quid actually nowadays, this game. That's Zombies, or Zombies Ain't My Neighbours, for Mega Drive. I think that's Lucasarts game, that one actually. This is one I've been after for ages, but again normally goes for 25 quid or more, and didn't want to pay that, but really happy to get it. Story of Thor. Really great little RPG that. Another great one, a shooter, Thunder Force 4. So just got Thunder Force 2 from Scott, console snob, just cart only, but that's Thunder Force 4 boxed. Another game I've been after for ages, love this game. Can go for a few quid. We've got Comic Zone. Really awesome game. The style of the artwork is fantastic in this game. And we've got Earthworm Jim. So a really great pile of Mega Drive stuff there. This was charity shop. Resident Evil 4 GameCube. It was $1.99. Took it up to the counter and they say, oh, we've only got, what is it, disc 2. And the other disc, instead of being disc 1, was a freeloader, which allows you to play imports on the GameCube, which I need. So I said, look, the disc is missing, why don't I just give you a quid for the lot? So I got a freeloader for a quid, and I've got Resident Evil 4 disc 2 and box if anybody needs. And then I think this is the last thing today. We have a bundle of art books from a guy that I deal with here and there on Facebook. He did me a great deal on these. There's 5 books and he did me about what the cost, about the price of 2 of them would normally be. So we've got the Street Fighter World Warrior Encyclopedia, which is, as you can guess, just an encyclopedia of characters and what have you, and just little biographies of them and images, which is cool. And then we've got these 5 books, which are huge. These weigh a ton, they're amazing. We've got Udon's Art of Capcom. We've got the Art of Street Fighter. We've got Street Fighter Tribute and Art of Capcom 2. I'll just show you one. I'm not going to bore you to death by going through all of them, but they're really nice embossed covers. The text and everything's embossed. We've got a picture of Akuma there, looking awesome. But yeah, I mean, this artwork is stunning. Just absolutely incredible artwork in here. You've got concept art, you've got character art, you've got fan art, you've got Dark Stalkers there. There's all sorts in here. It's just absolutely incredible, really. Just from all Capcom games, and then the other The other two are from Street Fighter, obviously, so really happy to get those at a good price. So that's it for pickups today, guys. Thanks again to anyone who's given me gifts or trades, and keep an eye out for an upcoming I Have a Dreamcast video. If you haven't already entered my 100 subscriber competition, please go and enter. Just add a question in the description of that video and you'll be entered with your chance to win a PS2 bundle. So see you next time, guys. Cheers.